they did a survey of 18 to 35-year-olds across 30 countries, and 1/3 of those said that they would approve the idea of a strong leader who would do away with legislature and elections.
Yeah.
I know that's easy for me to say. So basically, this is they're describing this as autocratic envy. So we have people in this country and across countries in Europe looking at Putin, looking at Trump even, and saying, we need leaders like this who will basically lead us, make decisions for us. But we don't have to make the decisions all the time, vote and whatever. We want this, and we can see that these people, China,
yeah.
Jing, what's he called? Yeah. Jing Pai, whatever he's called. These are strong leaders who are protecting their people, looking after the interests of these people, and we want that as well. And you can't blame them really when you look at some of the shocking leaders we have in the West. People like Rishi Sunak, Rishi Sunak, Keir Starmer, Macron, Trudeau, Biden. I mean, they're just horrific leaders, these people. You can understand there's a level of envy there from some of these young people looking across.
I wouldn't say it was envy. I don't think that's the reason at all. I think the majority of these young people are sheep, and sheep need a shepherd. So they don't really mind if it's an elected leader or a self-appointed leader, as long as that leader leads and keeps them safe. We saw what people will put up with during COVID. If you're told we're keeping you safe, people will give away their rights, will follow the leader, will do as they're told, will dress up their neighbours, if it's all about keeping me safe. And that's built in our DNA. So most people will follow that. Not everybody. But it's also a judgment on democracy in the West, that they can see no benefits of this because they're looking around going, well, I vote, my parents vote, we voted for stuff, nothing changes. We're just engaging in voting to get the same outcome as we've always had. There's no choice. The country just seems to be going down the same path, and that's all over the West. I mean, it's been getting worse now since the 90s. At least in the 70s and 80s there was a choice, especially in the UK. I'm not saying any were any good, but you could the normal person saw the big choice between that party and that party. And then since career politicians, there's no choice anymore now. It's all the same policies, just tweaks on the end. So it's a sad state of affairs for the West. And if this continues and more people become apathetic to democracy, the experiment will end. And we'll go back to what we've always been over millennia, hundreds of thousands of years, which will be tribal creatures who don't vote in their leader but have a say, an informal say. And when you're doing something, when you're taking us to the place we want to go, we will all have our, gets back to Julius Caesar, we'll have our Brutus moment. And we will depose you, and then somebody else will take charge, and then when they don't do it, we'll kill them, and someone else will take charge.
Because Rome wasn't a democracy.
No. There's a lot to say to having a undemocratic strong leader. That's why I quite like our monarchy as figurehead and signing off laws. And it's not because they're intelligent, because our family is not intelligent. It's been bred out of them over decades and centuries. So we don't admire them because they're intelligent. They have the best schooling in the world and can't even go to university and get degrees.
Are you suggesting our king and his sons are not intelligent?
I'm just saying they're not there because they're intellectuals and they know stuff. They're there because it's an hereditary monarchy. And why I like that is because they don't have to spend their time then worrying about power, feathering their own nest.
Yeah.
All they can do is go, I'm here to serve the will of the people. I make the people feel good because I'm a figurehead. We do lots of charity work that makes them feel good. And when push comes to shove, the monarch can refuse to sign a piece of legislation. which they've never done, by the way, but they can do
But if
that.
it got horrendous, they potentially could.
Exactly. So,
Not that Charles would ever.
and
do that,
when people say, I want an elected head, my question to them is, do you think the Houses of Parliament and our politics is really well at the moment? No, it's horrendous.
Why do you want?
So you just want another one of them?
Yeah.
So just because our politicians are failing us at the moment, it doesn't mean our system's broken. It just means we need better politicians. If we had better politicians, our system would work. It worked for hundreds of years. Did you like that video? I think you did. Hit the bell, give it a big thumbs up, comment, and don't forget, I'm standing for election in Oldham East and Saddleworth. So please share this video, speak to your family and friends if you live in Greater Manchester, and if you live in Oldham East and Saddleworth, make sure you vote for me. Catch you soon.